Thank you. My name is Jim Duncan. I am president of North Texas Renewable Energy. It's a solar electric design installation company based in Fort Worth. It's going to be 6 years old in March. I want to start off by saying thank you to Encore Electric Delivery Service, the sister company to Luminant Generation. Encore has implemented a solar electric incentive program that's going to start here in January in the North Texas area, in its service area. Encore has allotted nearly $4 million to help stimulate the solar electric market in its North Texas service area. And I seem to recall that's about 4 or 5 million households that have Encore electric meters, houses and businesses that are served by Encore. They're the people you never see until the power goes down and they come out and fix the wires. This generous incentive will help drive the market for solar electric energy installations in Texas. It's a clean and non-polluting energy source, and Encore is really to be applauded for this first of its kind incentive program here in Texas. It's going to help the solar industry to grow to meet its potential level of energy production, hopefully the same level of energy production that we've seen in the wind industry in Texas over the last decade. And for those of you who are not aware, Texas now leads the 50 states of the United States in wind energy production. If you've ever driven out to West Texas, it's hard to miss out around Abilene, those tens of thousands of wind turbines. Another ironic fact is that TXU, yet another one of these three companies owned by BFH, TXU is the largest purchaser in the state of wind power for the simple economic fact that wind is cheaper than natural gas, and it has been for a number of years. So they're making a real good business move there by buying wind power. But the same thing could be true of solar power. If the solar industry in Texas was to grow at the same rate that the wind industry has grown, we would see just some phenomenal growth. We would see reductions in energy costs and a lot more clean air. I'm not going to get into clean air like other people, but I do want to point out, I'll read you a little bit from September of 2008 released by the Energy Information, the EIA, the Energy Information Administration. They reported that in the first half of 2008, renewable energy tops 10% of U.S. energy production. According to this latest monthly energy review issued by the EIA, renewable energy accounted for more than 10% of domestically produced energy used in the United States in the first half of 2008. From January 1 through June 30th, the U.S. consumed 50.6 quadrillion BTUs of energy. Quadrillion BTUs is a quad. So 50.6 quads of energy. Just over 34 quads was from domestic sources. 16.5% was imported. Now, a lot of that imported energy obviously is not electricity, but this is still some significant numbers here. When I say renewable energy, I'm not talking about just solar and wind. I'm talking about biomass, which includes biofuels, biodiesel, geothermal, hydropower, as well as solar and wind. Those renewable resources totaled 3.6 quads, an amount equal to just over 10.5% of U.S. energy consumption. What's significant is that nuclear power's contribution over that same time period dropped a small amount, less than 1%, but it dropped to 11.98%, while renewables is just over 10%. So we are seeing some divergence of the lines on the chart here, which is pretty significant. The nuclear power generated dropped to just over 4 quads, down from 4.12 quads. So that was less than a 1% drop, but still significant when you consider that nuclear energy has had a 30-year head start, and solar power and renewable energy is catching up fast. Now, I know that Energy Futures Holdings did their due diligence before they spent all those billions of dollars to buy Lumen, Encore, and TXU. They surely knew, saw the handwriting on the wall for the the existing and future potential for renewable energy, yet they went ahead and bought at least Lumen, knowing that they had designs to build these nuclear power plants. All these facts were available. Why they would want to build nuclear generating power plants when it appears to be a declining industry in the U.S. is a good question. I think the young lady's comments about the percentage of the cost that's being borne by the taxpayers had a whole lot to do with it. But even if you just look at a kilowatt hour comparison, solar and other renewable energy sources are on the rise, and nuclear has seen its peak in the United States. Other nations in Europe especially are in the process of phasing out nuclear power. The United States of America needs to do the same. Thank you very much.